The Omega candle you talk about a lot, and always an exciting story. But the way I see it, what you're saying is when the U.S. does this, there's got to be front running ahead of it, and the front running ahead of the U.S. doing this Bitcoin reserve, and other nations starting to build their own is, I guess, happening already, right? We're already up $10,000 on Bitcoin price since Trump got in, and that's really just the start of it. Is the Omega candle something that's going to happen in a day? Is it happen over? Is it a monthly candle? Is it a weekly candle? Or is it just going to be a candle like that every single week? Because I think that obviously you've got Saylor that's already said he's going to do what, $42 billion. He's going to start getting into more than he already has. Other corporations have to start catching up. If you have it, very good for you. Everyone knows that the dollar's not exactly going to start, but they're not going to stop printing dollars anytime soon. Nothing's going to be fixed there. You've got corporations buying, individuals now learning about it for the first time and buying, nation states actually buying, and there's a limited supply, obviously.
Yeah, so the Omega candle is a 100K green candle on the daily. And it's sort of a measuring stick that I put out there that, well, when Bitcoin is going to start entering the hyper Bitcoinization phase, you'll see these 100K candles on the US dollar chart. I mean, we see them on other fiat price charts for Bitcoin, like Turkish lira, Egyptian pound. Weaker fiat currencies already have these Omega candles. So it's just a matter of time for the US. But if you look at the entire macro landscape, you have increasing lar increasingly large debt servicing payments, interest payments of like $1 trillion a year. Deficits, you have large problems around the world in terms of population decline, which feeds into this sort of decline in the real estate market. And a lot of stock markets are also failing. A lot of fiat currencies are failing too. The US dollar is very strong because it's the strongest of the weakest,
The
the
cleanest
strongest
of
of
the
the
dirty
fiat
shirts.
currencies. Yeah, exactly. So you can kind of see all of these problems, and you add to that what you just said, which is companies starting to compete for Bitcoin holdings. You've seen a number of MicroStrategy emulators as of late,
Yeah.
Metaplanet, Semler Scientific, and probably more. I mean, Berkshire Hathaway is sitting on, a lot of money, billions and billions of dollars.
Microsoft's now voting on it.
Microsoft is voting on it. Apple is also sitting on this massive stockpile. So the Omega candle will simply just appear because it'll happen all at once. Like we're talking about earlier, many people will not understand Bitcoin, but they will try to copy their neighbor because they don't want to be left out. Or you can call it FOMO if you want. But this imagine Berkshire Hathaway, Apple, Microsoft all buying at the same time. Well, MicroStrategy is trying to spend $42 billion on Bitcoin, while the US is trying to accumulate a million Bitcoin over a 4-year period, while public mining companies stop selling Bitcoin they mine because they can also run a MicroStrategy playbook and borrow.
While hodlers don't
Well,
sell.